That the earth and animals filled the measure of their creation by obeying the law of the celestial kingdom implies that they chose to obey that law. To fill and obey are actions of intelligent beings. Actions in turn are the result of choices. Is it possible that animals or even the earth have moral agency like man? Are they intelligent beings capable of choosing between right and wrong, between obeying or not obeying the commandments placed upon them? In the beginning, man was given moral agency. He was given knowledge and then commandments to obey or not according to this agency. The plan from the beginning was to provide man agency, give him commandments, and then prove him through the use of his God-given moral agency. Moral agency comes with accountability. Man cannot simply do as he pleases. He is accountable to the Lord for his obedience or disobedience to the commandments. Moral agency requires accountability. In the judgment, men are then held accountable for their use of moral agency and will obtain the kingdom relative to their level of obedience to the commandments. Inherent in moral agency are two qualities. First and foremost, agency is the capacity to act or exert power. There is no agency without action or power. Second, in order to act, there first must be intelligence, the ability to understand or know, and then to use that understanding or knowledge to choose and act. In short, agency is the conjunction of power and intelligence. According to Jesus Christ, nothing can exist without intelligence. Intelligence, by its very nature, must act of itself or cease to exist. This implies that all forms of intelligence must first have knowledge and then must act. It is a precondition of existence. The Lord informed Joseph Smith that John's vision of the beasts in heaven testified to the fact that animals did have knowledge and power and were capable of action. To have knowledge and act is the quality of agency. This does not mean that animals necessarily have moral agency. For animals to have moral agency, they must have been given commandments to which they must be held accountable. They must be able to either obey or disobey those commandments. The scriptures are clear that animals and other intelligent beings, including the earth and vegetation, have been given commandments and are accountable to the Lord for those commandments. The Book of Abraham account of the creation makes it clear that commandments were given to animals, vegetation, and the earth, and that these commandments were obeyed by these intelligent beings. That the beasts, the fowls, the fishes, the insects, and all other forms of animal life, along with the earth and its vegetation, were obedient to the commandments of the gods, both demonstrated their moral agency and their qualification for their eternal felicity. But can animals choose to be disobedient to the commandments of God? Will they inherit kingdoms other than the celestial due to varying levels of obedience to these commandments? To our knowledge, the scriptures are not explicit on this topic, yet they are suggestive that intelligent beings can be disobedient. For example, the law of Moses required that when a man or woman had sexual relations with a beast, that the beast must also suffer the same penalty as the offending man or woman. Both man and beast were to be put to death. It is unclear whether this law merely constituted a ritual punishment of the beast and did not indicate the level of culpability, if any, on the part of the beast, or was just a punishment of the beast for its part in the act. Still, the beast was held accountable for the sin, and it is theoretically possible that it was a participant in that sin at some level. We also know that there will be various levels of kingdoms: the celestial, terrestrial, telestial, and perdition. Each of these kingdoms are planets, each with a different level of glory, or in the case of perdition, without any glory. If the earth is to be quickened with a fullness of celestial glory due to its obedience to celestial law, doesn't it follow that each of these planets lived lesser laws and therefore merit the lesser glories with which they will be quickened?